Good morning. I have a true story to read to you today. I know some of you really enjoy true stories. And it happens in the winter, which is kind of fun to think about how right now it's getting so warm and getting to be summer. So you can kind of picture yourself in the snow in Alaska. It's called The Bravest Dog Ever, The True Story of Balto. I've always just been so intrigued by this story. True heroes. This is the story, true story, of a very brave dog. His name was Balto. The year was 1925. Balto lived in Nome, Alaska. Nome was a frontier town. Most of the year it was buried under ice and snow. Yeah, it looks kind of like Pioneer Days, doesn't it? Yeah. In winter, there was no way to travel through all that ice and snow. Not on planes or trains or boats or cars. The only way to travel in Alaska was by dog sled. Oh, I would love that. Balto was a sled dog. He worked for a gold mining company not far from Nome. He helped carry food and tools to the miners. It was a good life for a sled dog. Check it out. Oh. Balto's driver was named Gunner. They have a driver. Gunner made Balto his lead dog. The lead dog runs in front of the team and he follows the trail. All the other dogs do whatever the lead dog does, so the lead dog has to be the smartest and strongest dog of all. Nice. One cold winter day, a terrible thing happened in Nome. 2 children got very sick. Their parents called for the doctor. He was the only doctor in the whole town. Poor sick children. When the doctor saw the children, he was very worried. The children had a terrible sickness. It was called diphtheria. The doctor did not have the medicine he needed. Without the medicine, the children would die. Without the medicine, many other people in Nome would get diphtheria and die too. The doctor knew he had to get some medicine and get it fast. The hospital in Anchorage, Alaska, had the medicine, but Anchorage was 800 miles away. The doctors in Anchorage put the medicine on a train, but soon the train got stuck in the deep snow. The train was still 700 miles from Nome. Oh my goodness, the snow is so deep that even the train can go through. Wow. The people of Nome held a meeting. Everyone was very scared. What are we going to do? Asked the doctor. We have to get that medicine. At last someone said, what about a dog sled relay? When one team of dogs gets tired, a new team will be ready to take over. The room buzzed with excitement. That did not seem like the quickest way to get the medicine. But the doctor frowned. It will still take that did seem like the quickest way to get the medicine. But the doctor frowned. It will take about 15 days. That's a long time. It's too long. The children need the medicine sooner. Maybe the doctor was right, but there was no other choice, so the mayor spoke over the radio. Please help, he said. We need the best drivers and dogs to help save our town. Gunner heard the mayor on the radio. Gunner knew he had the best dog team and the best lead dog. Balto would come to the rescue. Look at Balto's tongue. Hey, look at that. Oh, it's a map of Alaska. That's so cool. And it shows their places. On January 27th, 1925, the race to Nome began. 21 dog teams were in the relay, and each team waited at a different stop. So Here's Gnome up here. Okay, and the medicine's here. And at each of these stops, there's a new dog team waiting. This dog team takes the medicine here, and they're tired. They stay here and rest. And the new, fresh team takes the medicine to here. Then they stop and rest. And the new team goes from here. And a new team, that way, it can go as fast as it possibly can without having to get tired and stop the medicine. The first driver took the medicine from the train. He wrapped it in fur to keep it from freezing. Then he drove his dogs as fast as he could to the second stop, and he made his run in good time. But soon the wind began to blow hard. The air grew colder. A blizzard was coming. It was one of the worst storms ever. Still, the race went on. Somehow each dog team made it to the next stop. Look at that. His fur wrapping. Here's his medicine. In one team, 2 dogs froze to death. Oh, how sad. So the driver hitched himself to the sled. He helped the rest of his dogs pull through the storm. Wow, what a sacrifice. What strength that takes. Scott himself took his dog's place. Gunner and Balto waited at their stop in Bluff. They were going to run 31 miles from Bluff to Point Safety. That was the second to last part of the race. But the storm had slowed things down. Gunner had been waiting for 2 days. He did not sleep. He wanted to be ready to go as soon as the medicine arrived. They're waiting and watching. Here we have, look, they look a lot like our pioneers. Log cabin, fur coats, chopping wood. At last, Gunner heard dogs barking. The medicine was here. He put it on the sled with a small stove and a little food. Then he hitched up his dogs. Balto stood proudly at the lead. Gunner cracked the whip. Mush, he cried. That meant go. And the team ran out into the snowy night. Wow. A little food and the medicine. A little stove to cook it in. At first, the team made good time. But soon snowdrifts blocked the trail. The dogs sank up to their necks in the snow. Look at them. Oh my goodness. They could not move. Some began to panic, but not Balto. He stayed calm. Look at him. The others are all scared and howling. He's calm. That helped the other dogs while Gunner dug them out of the snow. At last, the team was on its way. Wow. He's a really good leader. He helps his team stay calm. Then the team crossed a frozen river. The dogs and the sled slipped and skidded on the ice. Oh no, over went the sled. Gunner got it up again, but the medicine was gone. Wildly, Gunner dug for the medicine. He could not see through the heavy snow, but at last he felt the package, and he put it back on the sled. Oh my goodness. Look at that, skidding and sliding, digging for the medicine. The team kept going across the river. Suddenly, Balto stopped short. Mush, Balto, shouted Gunner. But Balto did not move. Then Gunner saw why. The ice was cracking. If the team fell into the river, they would all drown. Wow, another example of Balto's good leadership. Balto had stopped just in time. Smart dog, Gunner told him. Then he saw that Balto's feet were wet. If they froze, Balto would never walk again. Quickly, Gunner unhitched Balto from the sled. He led the dog to a patch of powdery snow, and Gunner rubbed Balto's paws in the powder. Soon they were dry, and Balto was ready to go once more. Wow. Balto led the team around the cracking ice. At last they reached solid land again. Were they still on the trail? Gunnar had no idea. The snow blew so hard, Gunnar could not see his own hands. But Balto had run this trail many times before. Now it was all up to him. He's going to have to lead again in an awesome way. Go from what he remembers, what he knows. It's familiar to him. Finally, the storm died down. Gunnar saw Point Safety just ahead. Balto did it, thought Gunnar. He couldn't wait to warm his hands by a cozy fire. But all the lights were out at Point Safety. Was the next driver there? Gunnar did not know. There was no time to find out, so Gunnar and Balto did not stop. They had never been so tired, but they raced on through the night toward Nome. Wow! They don't get to rest like they thought. The next team of the relay was not ready, or maybe weren't there, or got delayed somehow. They just made the sacrifice and the choice just to go on and do the next part of the relay. It's called a leg. The next leg. It was just before dawn. The sky began to glow. In the town of Nome, everyone was sleeping. Gunnar and his team pulled into town. They had made it. Balto was too tired to bark. They had been on the trail for 20 straight hours. They had driven 53 miles. Wow. Tired out. Tired. Gunnar took the medicine to the doctor. The doctor was surprised. He thought it would take 15 days to get the medicine, but Gunnar delivered it after only 5.5 days. Wow. Thank you, Gunnar, said the doctor. You are a hero. Balto is the hero, said Gunnar. I could not have done it without him. The doctor went right to work. He gave the medicine to all the sick people. In a few days, they would be well, and the town of Nome was saved. All over America, people cheered for Balto. They read about his bravery in the newspaper. Balto was the most famous dog in the world. You can see what the newspaper says. Town saved. Nome is saved. Sled dog. Its bravery through blizzards. Delivers the diphtheria medicine. A year later, the people of New York City put up a statue of Balto. It still stands in Central Park. Lots of children play on the statue. They remember Balto, the bravest dog ever. Hey, New York is not too far from where we live. Maybe some of you have been there. Have you played on the statue of Balto? It's kind of funny though, the statue's in New York, but Balto lived and did this heroic journey all the way on the other side of the country and north above Canada in Alaska. All right, I hope you enjoyed. That's your story. See you later. Bye.